Good morning, all. Welcome back to our CyberPhoton channel. Hope you are doing good. I am Tapas, and our today's topic is on shell scripting. If you are a beginner and looking for beginner-friendly shell script session, and this video it's totally for you. Let's get started without making any delay. So, first of all, I wanted to show you what exactly the today's agenda is. So, this is what our agenda. First of all, we will talk about what is shell scripting, and then how to write a simple shell script. We will see in a practically there. And after that, what is the use cases of the variables in the shell script, and how to create an interactive shell script where you're gonna talk like that shell script will talk to our like user a kind of like logically, okay, and how to use a conditional statement like if and else we'll be using there, we will see that, and also about the loops in the shell scripting. So let's get started. Okay, so let me show you my terminals here. 1 minute. Yeah. So first of all, what exactly the shell scripting is? A shell script is a file containing a multiple Linux commands that execute automatically. For an example, suppose you have a plan, like let's say you wanted to create few of users. 4 users you want to create. So see, if you want to create 4 users, so how many times you have to run the commands? You are going to run the commands like user add command like around 4 times there. So instead of running like manually those things like 4 times, what you can do, you can add that in a shell script file, and which can be you can be create that 4 users in a single click. That's how we are going to automate our work. So this is what just an example I have shown you. Now let us talk practically, and we'll see how to create a shell script. So whenever you are going to create a shell script, and we are using there the extension which is sh, and inside that file we are adding the shivang option or hashbang also people they used to tell. Then after that you have to specify you are writing this script for which shell. So mainly we are using now bash shell. You can be check here. If you will run echo and $0, you can see you are using which shell, you can be see there. Okay, so now let me write the shell script here. Very simple shell script I am going to write here, where I wanted to print some message in my terminals. So here the script name I am giving it as like a message.sh. So I have given here the .sh extension, which will be easy for us to identify it is a script file. And first of all, we are going to start that information like whatever things you are going to write. Okay, so try to specify with this line only. So the line we are adding here, what? Bin bash. Shavang and bin bash we are adding here. Then what you want to like which command you want to include here in the scripts. So I want to display some message in my terminals. I want to share some message. So now like echo command we are using there to print some kind of message in our terminal. So I'm using here echo and welcome to CyberPhoton channel. Now let me close this double quote here. Okay, this is what only single things I have written here. Now try to save it. See, after saving it, after that this script file is needed execute file permission. Execute permission is required for this script. So now I'm going to give that permission with the help of chmod command. So I'm using what? Directly plus, because I wanted to give the execute permission for all, like for user, for groups, for others. So now simply just try to specify plus x, then specify the script file name. Now once you have given the execute permission for your file, what next? The next is, let us run this script. Whenever you are going to run that script, you are going to use what? Dot slash over there, if that script file is available in your current location. So in such case you are going to use what? Dot slash. So now if I hit enter, can you see this message? It's showing here. Whenever you are going to run the scripts, every time you can able to see the message. Now also you can be used here the command sh as well. If you wanted to show some path, like see, this message.sh file is in which directory? Is in our root home directory of the root user. So it means it is inside the slash root. So if I want to run with the help of sh and all, like you wanted to run the script with the help of full path and all, so you can go ahead like this also. You also can go ahead with this. Okay, so this is what the way how you can write the simple shell script. The next thing we will talk about how to use that variables in our shell script itself. How we can be use the variable in a shell scripting. So what exactly variable is? So variables store the information that can be reused in a script. Okay, so majorly we are using for the reuse purpose and all. Okay, so let's create a variables inside a shell script. So let us create here the script name as var.sh, and here I'm keeping that information here. So first of all, we need to specify the shell for which shell you are writing the scripts. And after that, we are going to specify the variables here. Suppose the variable name as name I have taken here. The variable names, now I'm going to store the value here. What exactly the value I need to specify for here. Suppose for an example, now you have a task. You wanted to create a username is Ram is a username you want to create here. And same on, like you want to create another file as well, where the file name is ram.txt. And so on, you want to create a directory as well, where the directory name is ram.doc, the directory name is. So three things you are going to create. So how many times you have to specify the ram names? One, two, three times you have to write. So let's say for an example, let me use here a very short one, like the variables name I have given as n, the variable name I have given. Now I'm specifying the value here, ram. So instead of specifying it multiple times in each line, what I can do, I can create a variables here, so which can be reusable for my so on, like the commands itself. So now let us create one user here. So user add I have given. Now instead of specifying the name ram, what I can do, I can be specify the variables. So I'm going to call that variables which can show my which can be so that value here. Okay, so how, let me show you that. So here I have specified the I'm going to call that variables here. So how, see, whenever you are calling that variables and you want to represent the value what exactly we have specified for that variables, in such case we are using dollar. But see, just if I used n only, it gonna show you, it will be add the user as n. But I need what the user I should get it there was ram user I needed. So this is how you have to add, and so on. If you have a plan to create a directories, let us create the directories here as ram. So here again we are calling that variables and dot doc, the directory name was right. And after that, let us create the file. So inside same directory root and dollar $n dot txt. See, instead of specifying that ram name in every line, what we did, guys, we have called that variables here instead of that. Suppose, let me show you. After executing it, you will be getting an ideas. So first of all, let me check, do I have any users or not? See, ram user is not there. So now let us give the execute permissions here plus x, and the file name was what, var.sh. Now we have given. Now we are trying to run the scripts here. So var.sh. Once I hit enter, can you see the script got executed here? And if I do ls, ram.doc and ram.txt, it successfully has created. And also, if I will check the ram user, also it's there. Suppose for an example, you wanted to create another users and same that username, sorry, the directory name will be what exactly the username is same. So in this case, what you have to do, you are not going to change in a every line itself. So you only have to make the changes in the variables value. You're gonna change the variables value here. Suppose I want to add rahim user. Now let me save it, and you will see the things here. Like, see, if I'm going to run here the scripts, just do ls. You can see rahim.doc and rahim.txt. And if I will check here, the user also got added. So this is what the use cases. If you have added that variables in your script, it's gonna help you a lot while you are making some changes. So hope it is clear at all, like in the variables case, how we are creating a variables. Now the next thing is, how we can make a interactive shell script here. Means, so where we're gonna take the user input. Suppose for an example, let us take another here. Okay, or else let me modify that var.sh. Suppose here I wanted to make it like as a interactive. So for making it interactive, let me delete this. Yes. So now I am specifying something here. So, like, see, if I'm going to ask you what is your name, what's your name? Now you're gonna reply me like my name is Ahmed or my name is Rahul, whatever your name you are going to replying to me, right? When if I'm going to ask you some questions, right? So here also our shell script will ask some questions to the users, and user will give the like response there. So now what question you want to add here? Let's say the question is, are you looking for Red Hat certification? Are you looking for Red Hat certification? This is what the question is shell scripting is asking to the users. Now, user is going to give this, user will give some response there, right? So how? So in such case, we are using what? To take the user input, we are using what command? Read command we are using. And see what exactly the response you are taking. Suppose user has given, user is telling like, yes, I'm interested. Now, this yes will be take, like how we can take that variables, and if they are specifying yes, then what's your name, we are going to ask once again. Okay, so let me show you how exactly the thing is. So what the value the user is specifying, that value we are going to add in a particular variables. So now let us give the value as, sorry, that variable name as I'm giving here as response. Response is a variables we have specified here. Okay. Okay, so now again our question is, what is your name? What is your name? Now user will give the user will give his name there. Okay, he gonna share the name there. So now I will take the variable as name. So what value means, what the name we are getting from the user, or like what user is typing, the response we are going to add in this particular variables. Okay, so now let us, I wanted to represent the message here, echo hi, and now let us call the name here. Thank you for, thanks for your response. Thanks for your response. So this message we want to print here. Let me close this code. See, user what name or whatever the response is giving actually. So that response we will take it here. Okay. So now let me share it. This is how you can create a interactive shell script. See, let us give the execute permission here, chmod and x, then var sh. Now let us run the scripts here. Are you looking for Red Hat certification? User, let's say I'm a user now. Yes. Now, what is your name? What is your name? My name is Tapas. Now, I got the response as, hi Tapas, thanks for your response. This is what that message I got here. Because till this I have mentioned, like the conversation will be going on till the end, what is your name? Till that, the conversation is going to be make. So this is how you can create the what? You can able to create the interactive shell script here. Okay, so by the help of what? Echo and read commands there. So hope it is clear how we can create an interactive shell script here. So which is based on the dynamic part. And let us talk about how we can use the conditional statement like if and else. So if and else, it's we use where we have, suppose for an example, you wanted to go somewhere else. Like let's say you have a plan to visit uh, Hawa Mahal. Now for an like some incidents was happened, now you was unable to go there. If you will not go there, you have an option to do some work there. But if you will go there, you also have some plans there, right? Like kind of two things. If we reach there, then I will do these things. If I won't able to reach there, then what I have to do? What the second plan? Okay, so in such case, what we are doing, suppose if and else conditions where we can be implement. If the condition is true, then it will fulfill this. If the condition is true, it should show some, it will do this task and all. If the condition is false, then it's gonna show something else. Like, so let me show you practically, you will be getting that ideas. See, conditional statement is helps you guys a script like where you wanted to take some decision kind of things. Like it helps a script make a decision based on the conditions. Okay, so where you are adding some logic in your shell script, some logic. Okay, how you are having the in your mind that logic sense. So same in the script part, we are adding some logic here. So here what you are doing, so first of all let me create here as if else dot sh. So which is, see, dot sh is not mandatory. Okay, it is like optional. If you want you can keep, or else you can exclude it as well. So now let us specify here bin bash. Then we will specify something here. Let's take a number, guys. uh, enter a number. Enter a number. So we was printing some message in our terminal. Now we will take the input here. So for taking an input, I told like we have to use read command there. Then we have stored that whatever value we are taking, that value will be stored in a num variables. Then we are going to display that things. So now if we are adding the if and statement here, if the number if the number is greater than gt you have to use. What you need to use? gt hyphen egt. If greater than 5, then it should shows a message. It should shows a message. Let me type there. Then if the number is greater than 5, then what will be happen? It gonna show some message here. What that number number is greater than 5. Number is greater than 5. This message we need to be displayed if this condition is got true. Means suppose we got there 5 sorry 10, 10 hyphen gt then 5. So obviously 10 is greater than 5, right? So we are going to have the message here. Suppose we got like 1, the value the user has given the value as 1, let's say 1. Now 1 is it greater than 5? No, right? It is less than. So if it is not fulfilling that condition, then we should get some message there, right? So in such case we are implementing what? Else there. What we are using? Else we have added. If not, then what? Then it should shows another message here. So what is that? Number is less than 5. This message is to be displayed over here. See, as you have started that conditional statement with the from like if, so you need to end that statement like how? The conditional statement with 5. So then try to save the things, save the changes. Now let us run the scripts. See, chmod, and let us modify the permission. If else.sh. Now let us run the scripts. See, it is asking me the numbers here. So I'm writing here the number as, let's say, 6. So 6 is greater than 5, right? So we should get the message as number is greater than 5. Now let us run once again and let me specify the value as 2. Can you see? It's adding some logic or sense, you can say. Okay. This is how you have to use your if and else statement in your script itself. Okay. So hope it is clear. So majorly we use this in our like checking the disk spaces and sending a alert. So mostly we use in such cases only like this if and else statement. Basically we use there. Okay. Okay. So let us use what? The last thing, which is loop. How we can implement loop in our scripts. Loops. For an example, you wanted to create 5 users. You want to create how many users? 5 users. Now, if you want to create 5 users, how many times you have to run the commands? User add, then username, again so on. It will be go on to the like 5 times you are going to run the commands here. So instead of running like 5 times, what I can do, I can create the single variables which will be represent for that all names. Okay, which gonna represent for the all names over there. And the task is gonna be repeat. Okay, that like how many times you have sorry how many times you wanted to uh, like suppose 5 user you want to create there, so 5 times you have to run the commands. So 5 times we have to repeat the execution part. So that we call it as that repeat is known as what kind of iteration. Okay, we are going to iterate the task that many times here. So loop is why we have to use a loop. It helps to run what repeated action without typing a command multiple times majorly. This is what the reason actually. So how we will do that? So first of all, let me create the scripts here. Loop.sh. Now specify hash bang and bin bash. Then here let us start with a loop. So we are using here for loop actually. So for I have written here the variables for and the let's say we want to create the user here. User. So I have created here loop variable as user and specify in there. And how many times I want to create 5 users here. Let's say the first user name as Tapas, second user name as let's say Cyber, third user name as Dibya, fourth user name as Sanu, then fifth user is let's say Red Hat. We want to create here. So see that username I have specified here, and this is what the loop variable we have created, and this is what that loop. So loop it means like how many times you are going to repeat that execution part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times our that command is gonna be repeat. It will be repeat there. So in such case, what we need to use there? What we have to use? So here simply you are going to use what? Do. For user variables, sorry, for user in this variable, like this is what that loop we are having actually. Then do what? do let's say user add, then what exactly that username you want to specify here. Okay, so usernames. So instead of specifying this all one by one, what I can do, I'm going to use what directly the user here. So dollar user. So one by one. See, this task, this user add command is gonna be run how many times? 5 times. The task will be iterate 5 times here. 5 iteration will be is gonna be happen in this part. Okay, because we are using what loop here. Okay, so until it has not done, it will won't stop. Okay, so after that, I want to display the some message for each user creation. I want to display some message. Let's say dollar user got added created. User is available. Let's say this is what that message. See, you can able to see one by one. We'll get that things here. Now, as you have started with a do, just specify what try to done with sorry do done. Okay, so let me close this. This is what the last one we are going to we are going to see this how exactly this is working actually. Loop.sh. Now, see, I'm going to run this scripts here. See, once I run that script, can you see how many times the task got executed here? Sorry, the command was run here 5 times. Okay, 5 iteration has performed here. Means 5 times that command got repeated. In a repeat case, if you have some repeating task and all, in such case, you can be use what? The loop concept. Okay. So processing like majorly we use for the log files case, like processing multiple log files in a directories, right? So in such case, you can be used this is loop will be help you a lot there. Okay. So this is what we have discussed today. I hope you found this session helpful. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the new updates. If you are having some questions, if you have some questions, just drop them in a comment box. Okay. See you in the next video.